Dontae started his voice acting journey 5 years ago. Today, we're discussing some of the projects he's been a part of, his experience working with an agent, and his dreams for the future. I hope you enjoy the episode. Tell me who you are and how you got involved in voice acting.
My name is Dontae Majors. I've been voice acting for 5 years professionally. What got me into voice acting, it was kind of a bit of a late reaction. I was just looking back at some of the games I played back in the 2000s, some of the shows I watched. What came to mind was the Pokemon anime and Dragon Ball, even playing some of the games back then as well. And eventually, a few years later, I discovered Disney cartoons like the Disney Afternoon 90s cartoons. Those really caught my attention. It slowly started to boost me into the mood of voice acting professionally eventually.
So when you first got started, what kind of projects were you auditioning for?
I kind of didn't know what I was going for, so I kind of just auditioned for what was available. I auditioned for audio dramas, for animation, and a lot of fan projects as well.
What about now? Has that changed?
It changed quite a lot, actually. I'm very limited of what I audition for. A lot of times, I do end up auditioning for animation since that's my niche. I feel like I have more strength in sending out auditions from there. Even video games, that helps too.
What kind of characters do you like to play the most?
The characters I feel the most connected to are characters that are super nervous and try their best to fulfill their goals. But for the characters I end up booking, a lot of them are big, rough characters.
Tell me maybe about some of the projects that have stood out to you over the years that you've enjoyed being a part of.
There's several projects that are in the works that I enjoy being part of. There's one I recently announced. It's called Bad Cops, and I voice the main character on there, Jibril. Another favorite of mine would have to be Detective Rowan for Double Down and Collusion. My first indie animated role, Madman Jr. from Belfast Traveling Circus, is another favorite of mine.
What kind of equipment do you use?
I currently use an AT2020, which I had when I started professionally. I also have a Scarlett Solo currently. I just ordered Mo 2M2. That's what I'll be upgrading to. When it comes to other gear, the Audio-Technica headphones, that's pretty much what I have. I currently use Reaper to edit my auditions, Isotope RX11 standard.
Where do you find auditions?
Some of it's through Twitter, some of it's Instagram, some of it's also through Discord servers like Voice Acting Club. I also have an agent that sends me stuff as well.
What has it been like working with an agent?
They've been very active with sending me opportunities. I first sent out my application last year. Eventually, I officially booked with them.
How did you decide who to go with for your agent?
I've seen several from the last few years book with them and someone in my city that is also with them as well.
How did you get your commercial demo?
I've just contacted some people who do demo commissions. One of them I contacted. We did a session to script things. Another day we actually scheduled a time to record it all. They were directing me through it as well. Oftentimes we went through 3 different takes. He was finally processing it and editing everything down, mixing everything and adding some sounds and music here and there to make it sound like it's a commercial.
Have you met a lot of people and made friends through voice acting?
Yes, I have. Most of them online, but I hope at one point I'll meet some of them in person.
What are your short-term goals with voice acting?
Booking a commercial, booking an ADR role, booking a character that's my favorite animal, which is an elephant.
How much variety would you say that you've built over the years in different types of voices that you can do?
I've definitely expanded much more on my third year, I think, voice acting professionally. I look back at those performances, and those ones still stand out today. Some recent ones as well, because I got a little better with my diction on certain performances. I also expanded my high range a bit more as well, which is why there was more mid-range characters I've landed as well. Finishing my booth and upgrading my mic is one of the short-term goals.
So what about your long-term goals?
There's certain franchises I wish to be a part of. Thinking of potentially moving to the US at some point in my life. Possibly moving to LA, considering my agent's in LA. I have several voice acting friends that are also in LA as well.
What advice you would have for the beginning voice actors or people kind of on the fence as to whether they should try it or not?
Keep practicing, and if you really want to take this, it's your move. Not everyone can stand it for a year or two, but if you're like me and just determined to just keep going, I'd say go for it. You never know where you'll end up.
How do you handle setbacks, things that could make it difficult to keep going, not give up in those times?
I go through a lot of those moments. I try to remind myself of the roles I've booked thus far, or just hang out with some people just to get my mind off things.
What are your like hobbies and interests outside of voice acting that you like to do?
Drawing. It's kind of a hobby. It's also kind of a profession as well. I've been doing this like much longer than voice acting. It's digital. Sometimes I'll go hand-drawn if I want to go for a certain style.
Is there certain things that you like to draw the most?
Cartoon style, pretty much. Fantasy style drawing. Like something you'd see in like Baldur's Gate or something.
Would you say that voice acting for video games is much different from something like animation?
It's very different when it comes to voice acting for animation and video games. I've only done voices for indie games. It still has like a big difference. With games, you're only given lines. A lot of times don't have a picture of what's going on. Sometimes you don't have something to bounce off with another actor. You still have like someone to direct you. With animation, you're basically going through like an entire script. Often you're in like a group or having someone direct you through it. Or sometimes you'll end up reading in your own time. You'll have to try to match the scene as much as you can. That kind of goes for both. There's a few slight differences when it comes to what I've done. It's a bigger difference if you're way out of the industry.
Have you done any classes, coaching, or like formal trainings for voice acting in the past?
Yes, that's kind of how I started out with voice acting. A lot of people have like a professional acting background. I've never taken theater or drama prior to voice acting professionally. I've actually just taken several classes and workshops on my first year. That has pretty much honed my skills. I'd say keep taking classes even if you've worked for several years. I still take a few classes, learn something new every time.
What kind of things are you learning in those classes?
Over the years, I've learned how to make certain lines different takes as possible, but make sure it suits the scene as much as possible as well. Changing the emotion, but slightly changing the emotion. It also matters on delivery or the speed of the line, but sometimes even ad-libbing. Honestly, been like a long journey. It doesn't feel too long. I still find it hard to believe it's been 5 years since I've done this. For those who are inspired by me, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me on.